Hey all you nerds, Gabe aka Froopy Art here, and welcome back to our Gravity Falls encrypted-inspired Pokemon region. In the previous episode, you met some awesome friends in a tree-top plane crash, battled them, and got a new device component. Everyone else flew back to town, but you saw an area in your journal labeled Extraterrestrial Craft that you just had to go and check out. There's a stretch of dense forest to trek through still, but you spot some familiar Pokemon here like Ugu, Hirschhop, and Unce. But along with them is a new specimen splashing in a river that you need to cross. It looks like a shark, but you realize it is actually the evolution of Little Lisquid. Okay, we're jumping back to the Luskare, the Caribbean shark octopus monster. We want something that rides the line between squid and shark, so by simply moving the mouth to the side of the squid mantle, we get this pose that really reads like a shark poking its head out of the water. I mean, put a little swimmer above this and it's like 100% the Jaws poster. A couple shorter tentacles that can read as pectoral fins, and yeah, we've got a cute little squid shark. Oh, and I am continuing the Garchomp colors for the shiny because, I mean, you know, shark reasoning, and I mean, it's just a good color palette. Okay, let's meet Luskare, the false shark Pokemon. While it appears like a shark, it is still most similar to Inkay. By twisting its tentacles about, Luskare is able to mimic a much more intimidating predator. Though they pop out of the water and thrash about menacingly, trainers are not in danger from these squids, and they make loyal partners. Their coiled legs even let them waddle out of the water if needed. Its ability is still suction cups. I mean, it's a squid, so that negates all moves that force switching out, and the ability is run away. It's pretty friendly and even hops out of the water and waddles over to you. If you didn't grab a Lisquid before, would you pick up this evolution now? As you pat the water type on its head, you see something rise out of the river nearby. A massive steel type. In fact, this is Bmbe, which is found in the prehistoric Palean region. What a prehistoric Pokemon like this is doing still alive in the Hoenn region is a mystery. But it charges at you, and you are forced to fight it off. It knocks out some of your Pokemon, but luckily you knock it out with your Lilourk. Yep, tiny Lilourk saves the day. And with that, it's finally ready to evolve. So, fun fact, but this is actually one of the very first Pokemon that I designed for the Hoenn region. I wanted the teaser trailer to have a couple Pokemon in it, but didn't want them both to be just first stages. So I whipped up this design way back then, and it feels a little weird to only get to it now, but we're continuing with the Mothman inspiration. Though we're bringing in a touch of owl here too. It's kind of got to be a dark type, but our Mothman line certainly isn't going to be malicious, so it continues to use trickery to scare off bigger Pokemon. That big false face is pretty fun, and for those of you who love Lilourk Shiny, don't worry, it's still going to scream Rosy Maple Moth. Okay, let's say hello to Visalurk, the false face Pokemon. By holding its large, fuzzy wings over its head, this crafty creature is able to create the visage of another much larger and scarier Pokemon. They only use their deceitful tactics against stronger Pokemon, and make sure to lower their disguise around smaller Pokemon to avoid needlessly frightening them. The ability is still that new one that I came up with, Terrorize, that lowers special attack, and the hidden ability is Intimidate. It's a pretty useful little buddy, though it's still not that strong. It seems like it wants to evolve again, but maybe it needs an evolution item or something. Who knows? We'll find out eventually. After all of this traveling, you and your Pokemon are feeling pretty worn out. But to your relief, you run across a road and spot a Poké Center. You swing on over and see that none other than Looker, of all people, is chatting up the attendant there. He looks fairly concerned, but brightens up when he sees you approach.
Ah, funny running into you all the way out here. I was just getting a statement from this hip person. Can you tell me again what you saw? Yo, dog, there was more of those hooded figures. They came this way and were mad rude to me, and were talking about needing to get some special alloy metal stuff from some crash nearby. How strange. It seems that this Cypher Squad is harvesting various materials from all over the region. I do wonder what they could be up to. Catch this, bro. I know this area, and I've never seen any crash site out the direction they were going. So unless there's some secret I don't know about, but that would be straight up whack, you feel me? Oh, I feel you, my friend. Well, don't you worry. I'll check this out. And who knows? Maybe I may be able to get some help tracking down a secret crash site.
Looker gives you a knowing glance and a smile. You nod back, pull out the journal, and tap the cover confidently. You both heal up your Pokemon and start heading towards the clearing marked Extraterrestrial Craft in the journal.
Why am I not surprised that you are already heading to this mysterious location? You and that book seem to always be wrapped up in whatever trouble is going on. But I suppose I should be grateful, because I definitely don't see anything out here. But you're sure this is where the book wants us to go?
You've entered a wide circular clearing, but there's no crash site to be seen. Instead, there's just a couple large but seemingly normal rocks sitting atop a hill at the center. Looker follows you up, and you find that the rocks are actually worn and rounded panels of metal. Tapping one of them gently, you can hear a hollow echo reverberating from inside. Brushing some grass and dirt aside, you even reveal a strange keypad. You furiously dig through the journal for any clue that would give you a combination to open what may very well be a banged up and dented hatch. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything of use there.
No luck there, kid? Well, let's remember that those Cypher Squad goons likely tried to get in too. And they don't strike me as a bunch to calmly figure out a combination. Instead...
Looker runs his fingers along a couple metal panels and finds a lip edge that has been scratched up recently. With little effort, he simply lifts the panel and slides it to reveal a shadowy opening.
Yes, of course they broke in. It's hard to say what this is, but if you're with me, I think we should explore.
You agree and hop down into the opening. You land on a metal walkway, and in response to your presence, a handful of weak and flickering lights come to life around you. It's still quite dark, but you can see that the interior of whatever this is quite massive. The walkway you are standing on is one level of many, which crisscross above a dark void below you. You follow your walkway into an opening and a series of hallways.
I haven't seen anything like this before. The architecture is... well, I hate to even suggest it, but it doesn't feel human to me. It's otherworldly, isn't it? As we explore, be sure to stay close, because we know the Cypher Squad is probably already down here, along with who knows what else.
With Looker at your side, you explore the walkways and winding halls. It isn't long before his suspicions are proven correct, as there are quite a few wild Pokemon that have made their way down here. Isidron, Idle, Kleptikep, and Diagem are found down here. In addition, you see some species that seem to be at home in this crash site, almost as if it's where they originated from. Okay, time for a weird little baby Pokemon. We're going to be combining a few things for this 3-stage line. Firstly, and most prominent in this design, are the black-eyed children. This is a more modern urban legend about children whose eyes are completely black and they mess with people's minds and whatnot. Kinda silly, but fun. And it will start us off with the psychic type. Also, playing off of more psychic things, it's going to have a little tinfoil hat. That's fun, yeah. And lastly, something that will get more developed as it evolves is the idea of the Flatwood Monster, an early extraterrestrial sighting. So smoosh them all together and you get this nice, simple, creepy space kid. Let's learn about Crinkap, the Space Core Pokemon. On rare occasions, this small psychic type falls through the atmosphere and lands on Earth. Crinkap is actually only a round core with dark, unblinking eyes, but it covers itself with trash in order to blend in on a new planet. It prefers to wear metallic foil on its head, not realizing that it hinders its psychic abilities slightly. Crinkap are wary to trust others, but offering trash and metallic objects win them over. Its ability is Levitate, and it's going to float around with its psychic abilities, and the hidden ability is Opportunist. It swoops this way and that, trying to observe you but stay hidden. Would you chase one of these little things down? Now, the other Pokemon you find isn't fleeing you at all, and instead is just frozen in place. Okay, time for another alien-related thing. We're going to try something pretty out there with this two-stage design, but it is primarily based off of the Dover Demon. It's debated as to whether or not this cryptid is actually an alien or not. Its appearance is similar, but its behavior is a lot more animalistic, being on all fours and whatnot. Now, we're bringing in some space imagery. It's basically like frozen galaxy texture, but the overall body shape comes from something silly. One of the most likely explanations for what the Dover Demon actually was is that people misidentified a baby moose. So I'm pulling in some elements of that. Yeah, just imagine a poor little scared baby moose just frozen in place. Okay, let's meet little Frozoe, the Galaxy Glass Pokemon. Researchers suspect that this stationary psychic type doesn't originate from Earth. Frozoe's body is comprised of space itself, compressed and crystallized into a frozen shell. While it rarely moves, staring blankly ahead, the swirling psychic mist inside it hint at its potential. Trainers are advised to wear mittens when petting or moving their Frozoe, as their surface can freeze fingers in an instant. The ability is sturdy, so that means that it will survive with 1 HP when it would normally get knocked out, and the hidden ability is Aftermath. This has to be one of the easiest catches in the whole Hoenn region, as little Frozoe just stands in place, ready for you to lob a Pokeball at it. Looker follows your lead as you delve deeper into the belly of this strange structure. Eventually, you can hear the clanging of metal and hushed voices. Tiptoeing closer and peering around a corner, you see a few Cypher Squad grunts attempting to pry up some pristine metal paneling. You and Looker know that you'll need to stop whatever they are up to, but we'll pick up from there in the next episode. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are enjoying this series. There is a new puzzle added to the Discord server, so check out the video description for details on how to join the journal deciphering fun if you haven't done so already. A huge thank you to our Patreon supporters, especially Angel, who is rocking it in the champion tier. Angel is super cool and also a very talented Fakemon artist. Alright, I will catch you in the next one. Later, nerds.